Hey everybody! Welcome to Devlog number 3. If you're new here, this is an action-adventure game heavily inspired by Zelda: Ocarina of Time. The goal of this project is to create a game that feels like home for fans of the original, while offering lots of original content and new mechanics for everyone to enjoy. With that said, let's get into the progress I've made since last time. I've been busy with several large changes, which is why this devlog took a bit longer than the first two. I created 2 new systems from scratch, a dialogue system and a time of day system, and also started overhauling the player's movement system. Let's take a look at each of these changes in turn. Of all the things I worked on since the last devlog, the day-night cycle is definitely my favorite. The time of day visuals in Ocarina of Time always added so much atmosphere to the game for me, so I was excited to replicate it here. We have 4 distinct times of day on display: morning, day, evening, and night. As time passes, the sun and moon orbit around the world, and various other changes also take place, such as the sky color, the ambient light color, and the fog density. And this system isn't purely visual either. All of these changes are derived from a single timer variable that ticks up continuously during gameplay. At the end of the night, it resets to 0 and starts again. Having this single variable makes it easy for other code to check whether it's morning, day, evening, or night at any time, which makes it possible to implement all kinds of time-dependent behavior. This could include enemies that come out only at night, like the stall children in OOT, or NPCs that perform certain activities only during the day. I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I can't wait to add some ambient sounds to keep cranking up the atmosphere even more. Next is the dialogue system. I decided not to make an actual NPC to go along with this, and instead used a few signs as placeholders. This first sign demonstrates the most basic type of dialogue. The dialogue is initiated, it has several sections to progress through, and then it's finished. The second sign demonstrates a slightly more advanced feature: conditional dialogue. In this case, a different dialogue is initiated based on the time of day, but pretty much any other condition could be checked as well. This will allow me to have NPCs interact with you differently based on various factors, like how much money you have, your skill level, what you have in your inventory, or pretty much anything else. The third sign demonstrates the other essential feature of a dialogue system: branching. It gives you 2 choices, and the dialogue progresses differently based on what you choose. Combining all of these features should allow me to make some pretty dynamic conversations on the level of most mainstream games. Finally, let's take a brief look at the updated movement system. Now, if you were looking closely, you might have noticed that the animations look a bit worse than last time, and that he's still smacking himself in the face with his sword. This is because I'm moving away from the default Mixamo animations I was using before, in favor of ones that I make myself. I found those stock animations really difficult to edit, and since the main character's animations are so essential to the feel of the game, I knew that flexibility was going to be absolutely essential. So these are my own animations made from scratch, and I hope to improve them in the future. Anyway, as you can see, I've added rolling to the game, which, as any fan of Ocarina of Time knows, was a very important part of the original. I've also added strafing movement that activates while targeting is active. This allows the player, not just the target, or not just the camera, to continually face the target while moving. This ended up being pretty difficult to set up, but apart from the quality of the animations, which can be improved in the future, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So that's what I've been working on for the past few weeks. My next big priority is really refining the movement system until it feels fluid, responsive, and intuitive. One of the key elements that sets apart great games like Super Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time is a robust movement system that empowers the player rather than frustrating them and holding them back. I don't know if I'll go as far as ledge grabbing, climbing, or swimming quite yet, but I do want to add dodging to make the player more maneuverable during battle, and also some more attack animations, so you don't swing your sword in exactly the same way every time. I might also experiment with having different types of attack happen depending on whether you're running, standing, dodging, or jumping. Player movement is a crucial part of any game like this, and it's a complex feature that big game studios often dedicate entire teams of people to. But I have a lot of ideas and a lot of determination, so I'm hoping for the best. Anyway, that's all for now. I'll see you in the next one, and thanks for watching my devlog.